Only you can change your life. That's it. The responsibility is yours. The power is in your hands. Now, that may seem like a heavy load at first glance, but I'm telling you, it's the most liberating realization you can ever have. Because if you're in control of your own life, that means no one else can decide your future. No one else can dictate your happiness, your success, or your growth. Now, why do so many people struggle with this idea? Why do people drift, blaming circumstances, other people, or external factors? Well, it's simple. It's easier to blame something or someone else than it is to look in the mirror and say, it's up to me. That's a tough pill to swallow. But here's the thing. Growth begins the moment you take full responsibility for everything in your life. Your mistakes, your failures, your setbacks. Because when you own them, you can change them. The truth is, we all face circumstances that we didn't choose. Some of us had tough beginnings. Some of us were handed challenges that seemed insurmountable. But here's the key. It doesn't matter how you started. What matters is how you finish. And finishing strong comes from your decisions, your choices, your actions. Now let me ask you something. What are you doing with what you've got? Are you spending your time wishing things were different, or are you using your time to make things different? That's the big question. Because the time is going to pass, whether you act or not. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to arrive. The question is, where will you arrive? Will it be at a destination you chose, or one you drifted into? There's a story I love to share, and it comes from a simple lesson I learned about a boat and the wind. You see, the same wind blows on us all. It doesn't matter where you come from or where you've been. The same wind of circumstance, the same wind of opportunity, the same wind of difficulty, it's blowing on all of us. What matters isn't the wind. It's the set of your sail. And that's something only you can adjust. Think about that for a moment. The wind could be blowing strong in your face, but if you know how to adjust the sails, you'll still make progress. On the other hand, if you let the wind control your direction, you'll end up wherever the wind takes you. And that's no way to live. Success is a sail you adjust. Growth is a sail you adjust. It's not a matter of waiting for the perfect wind or the perfect condition. It's learning to set the sail regardless of the conditions. And that, my friends, is where the change begins, with you. So how do you start making that change? Well, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. Brutally honest. Don't sugarcoat it. If you're not where you want to be in life, ask yourself why. Now, the answer won't always be easy to hear, but that's okay. It's the tough questions that lead to breakthroughs. What habits are holding you back? What beliefs are limiting your potential? What excuses are you making to avoid taking the necessary steps? Because here's the truth. Excuses will always be there. Opportunity won't. You've got to challenge yourself daily. Are you doing what it takes to get better, or are you making excuses? Are you feeding your mind with what will help you grow, or are you filling it with distractions? Only you know the answer to these questions. And only you can make the decision to change them. But remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent effort. It's like planting a seed. You don't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. It takes time. It takes care. It takes commitment. But if you stick with it, one day you'll wake up and find that your life is transformed. You've grown. You've built something worthwhile. And that's when you realize the power of small, consistent actions. Now, some people think they need to wait for motivation to strike before they can take action. Let me tell you something about motivation. It's fleeting. It comes and goes. But discipline, now that's what creates lasting change. Discipline is doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. It's getting up early, putting in the work, going the extra mile, even when no one's watching. Because here's the secret. The most important person who's watching is you. You see, self-respect comes from keeping promises you make to yourself. When you say, I'm going to change, and then follow through, something incredible happens. You start to trust yourself. You start to believe in your ability to make things happen. And once you have that trust, nothing can stop you. But when you break those promises, when you say, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll do it later, you erode that trust. And that's a dangerous place to be. Because if you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? I'm telling you, life isn't about perfection. It's about progress. You don't have to be perfect to start changing your life. You just have to start. Start where you are with what you have. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for the perfect timing, because there's no such thing. The perfect time is now. And let me remind you, you don't have to do it all at once. Just make small improvements day by day. You'll be amazed at how those small changes compound over time. Think about your habits for a moment. Are they leading you toward the life you want or away from it? Because the truth is, you don't determine your future. You determine your habits, and your habits determine your future. That's why it's so important to pay attention to the little things you do every day. They might seem insignificant, but over time, they add up. I know what you're thinking, Jim. I've tried to change before and it didn't work. Let me tell you, failure is part of the process. You're going to stumble. You're going to make mistakes. But that's okay. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. The key is to learn from it, adjust, and keep moving forward. You see, every time you fail, you're one step closer to figuring out what works. Every setback is an opportunity to grow, to get stronger, to refine your approach. And here's something else to remember. You don't have to do it alone. Find people who support your growth, who challenge you to be better. Surround yourself with those who encourage you, not those who pull you down. Because the people you spend time with will influence your mindset, your attitude, and ultimately, your results. Now, that doesn't mean you cut everyone out of your life, but you need to be selective about who you allow into your inner circle. If you hang around with negative people, it's going to rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who are striving for more, people who are committed to their own growth, you'll find it much easier to stay on track with your own goals. Now, I want to ask you a question. What's the vision you have for your life? What do you see when you think about your future? Because you've got to have a clear vision if you want to change your life. You've got to know where you're going before you can start the journey. If you don't have a vision, You're like a ship without a compass, drifting wherever the current takes you. So take some time to think about what you really want. Be specific. The clearer your vision, the more likely you are to achieve it. And once you have that vision, break it down into steps. Don't let the size of your dream intimidate you. You don't have to climb the whole mountain in one day. Just take one step, and then another. And before you know it, you'll be halfway up. You'll look back and realize how far you've come, and that will give you the strength to keep going. Now, here's something that we cannot neglect: attitude. Attitude is everything. It's how you approach the challenges, the setbacks, the victories. A positive attitude doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you face reality with the belief that you can handle it. It means you approach life with a sense of optimism, a belief that things can get better, because you're going to make them better. So what's your attitude toward change? Do you resist it or do you embrace it? Because change is inevitable, but growth is optional. Life is always changing, whether you like it or not. The question is, are you going to change with it, or are you going to let it pass you by? Remember, only you can change your life. No one can do it for you. It starts with a decision. It starts with the realization that you are in control of your future, no matter where you've been, no matter what has happened. That's the power you hold, the power to decide, the power to act, the power to create the life you want. So, my challenge to you is simple. Take responsibility, set your sail, and start today.